Sugar. It's a word that stirs up both delight and fear. On one hand, it's the natural sweetness of a ripe peach, the gentle comfort of warm milk, and the quick energy of a bowl of oatmeal. On the other, it's the ingredient people often blame for everything from weight gain to deadly diseases. But what's the real story behind sugar? Is it truly the villain it's made out to be, or is there a more nuanced truth waiting to be explored? To begin, it's important to recognize that not all sugars are created equal. Nature provides us with a variety of sugars, each with its own purpose and effect on the body. Let's start with fructose, often considered the healthiest form of sugar. Fructose is found naturally in fruits and honey, and it's accompanied by a host of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and fiber. When you eat a whole apple or a handful of berries, you're not just consuming fructose. You're nourishing your body with a complete package of nutrients that support health, digestion, and energy. Next, there's glucose, another natural sugar that plays a vital role in our daily lives. Glucose is the primary source of energy for our bodies and brains. It's found in vegetables, sweet potatoes, grains, and legumes. When we eat foods like whole grain bread, brown rice, or roasted carrots, our bodies break down the carbohydrates into glucose, which then circulates in our bloodstream, ready to fuel every cell. Glucose is so essential that if we don't get enough from our diet, our bodies will actually create it from other nutrients to ensure we don't run short. Lactose, the sugar found in milk, is another naturally occurring sugar. For most people, lactose is a healthy and necessary component of their diet, providing energy and supporting gut health. However, some individuals are lactose intolerant, meaning their bodies can't break down lactose effectively. For them, consuming milk and dairy products can lead to discomfort. But for the majority, lactose is a safe and beneficial nutrient. So, if these natural sugars are so beneficial, why has sugar become such a feared substance? Much of the fear comes from the rise of processed sugars, particularly white sugar and high fructose corn syrup. White sugar, also known as sucrose, is extracted and refined from sugar cane or sugar beets. In moderate amounts, up to about 36 grams per day for most adults, it can fit into a balanced diet without causing harm. In fact, even a can of Coca-Cola with its roughly 15 grams of sugar isn't inherently dangerous if it's an occasional treat rather than a daily staple. The real issue arises when consumption of white sugar becomes excessive, leading to increased risks of obesity, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and even potential brain health issues. High fructose corn syrup, often found in sodas, candies, and processed snacks, is a different story. Unlike the natural fructose in fruit, high fructose corn syrup is a highly processed sweetener made from cornstarch. Its chemical composition is altered to contain an unnaturally high level of fructose, which the body struggles to process efficiently. Consuming large amounts of this synthetic sugar has been linked to liver problems, metabolic disorders, and an increased risk of chronic disease. Despite these concerns, there's a growing wave of saccharophobia, the fear of sugar in modern society. Many people believe that cutting sugar out of their diet entirely is the key to health and longevity. Some even claim that sugar is as dangerous as poison or that it can directly cause cancer. But these fears are largely unfounded. In fact, scientific research has repeatedly debunked the idea that sugar is linked to cancer. The myth persists, but the evidence simply isn't there. What's often overlooked in the conversation about sugar is the danger of going too far in the opposite direction. When people become overly fearful of sugar, they often replace it with high-fat foods, believing that fat is a safer alternative. Yet diets high in saturated and trans fats are known to be far more damaging to the body, increasing the risk of heart disease, liver problems, and other serious health issues. Our bodies are designed to thrive on a balance of nutrients, including natural sugars. Eliminating sugars entirely or reducing them to extremely low levels can be harmful. When natural sugar intake is too low, the consequences can be immediate and severe. Our brains rely on glucose for energy, and without enough, we experience fatigue, irritability, difficulty concentrating, and even dizziness. Over time, chronically low sugar levels can impair cognitive function, weaken the immune system, and disrupt hormonal balance. The body will attempt to compensate by converting proteins and fats into glucose, but this process is inefficient and can lead to muscle breakdown and additional health problems. It's also important to recognize that not all sweet treats are created equal. Consuming a piece of fruit or a bowl of yogurt with a drizzle of honey is vastly different from eating a candy bar or a frosted cupcake. The former provides a wealth of nutrients, fiber, and slow-release energy, while the latter delivers a concentrated hit of sugar with little else to offer. Similarly, while a can of soda does contain a slightly significant amount of sugar, it's mostly water. And when consumed occasionally, it's far less damaging than a daily habit of eating sugary baked goods or candies. So, what's the takeaway? Sugar isn't the enemy, but balance is key. Embrace the natural sugars found in fruits, vegetables, milk, and whole grains. Enjoy sweet treats in moderation, and don't fall prey to the myths and fears surrounding sugar. Remember, your body needs sugars, especially the natural kinds, to function at its best. By making informed choices, you can enjoy the sweetness of life without sacrificing your health.